got a worksheet and a question for you, but the first question that came to mind is I noticed that when I'm trying to I just have been trying to do the work for breakfast. And
Good.
one of the questions that I have for you is I'm not able to so much anchor in a particular situation as much as it does feel like there is just an entire sort of collection of feelings and thoughts and memories of just a lot of
Yeah,
trouble.
the work is inquiry is simply a state of meditating in. Is it true, basically? And so it's like you've experienced the same thing, you know, similar things at different times, but just anchor in one. And it's a practice to get that still. And the way you can know that you're capable of it, of pulling this off is if it comes to you, it's like someone like your husband walks in and you're still angry about something. You cannot be angry if you're not already anchored well in that situation.
Oh,
Mind's
okay.
now. So that is proof that you can anchor. If you have ever been angry, then you can anchor. You can't have one without the other. And not that it doesn't go memory, and it's, but if you're angry, you can do this. Any of you listening to this that has that experience, you can do this.
I believe I understand.
Talking about filling in a worksheet, so you anchor there. Okay, so let's look at number one. Read number one.
Number one is I am furious at my father for not doing more and wasting his life in anger and stressing me out.
Okay, sweetheart. Now, you're experiencing it right now.
I am.
So you could do the work on this from right here, right now. Okay. So your father is wasting his life in anger. Close your eyes. Your father is wasting his life in anger. Is it true he's wasting his life in anger? Can you absolutely know that it's true that this life of his, lived out of anger, is wasting his life?
No. No, I can't.
Just feel that. Give that no some room. If that no is authentic, you really just experience that no. And some of you doing this on your own, you're at a yes, which is equal to her no, if it's as authentic as her no. Now, be there now in that experience when you were upset, right in the center, right here, right now with us, and notice emotionally what happens when you believe the thought, he's wasting his life in anger. So you cry, your neck is tense, your jaw looks tight, you're experiencing a lot of pressure in your chest. You know, I'm getting this visually. Sweetheart, it looks like your face gets a little red from the lips up, and even your ears a little redder than they were, as I recall. So we're looking at the power of believing and how it affects our physical body. And I hear, this is how ulcers are created, and how so much on the physical level. And people who have heart problems, this is when it affects them, and can be, in some cases, even dangerous to experience. Now, you're in touch with the physical when you believe the thought, he's wasting his life in anger. So now, who would you be without the thought? He's wasting his life in anger. So now just get anchored where you are. Clear your mind. No father in your head whatsoever. Who are you without the thought? He's wasting his life in anger. Yeah, breathe. Now open your eyes, look around. Are you okay? Is there any problem in reality? Is there any father in your room? He's not there. It's an illusion. It was a dream. It was a daydream. A daydream. Now, there has to be, if it's a daydream, let's look at that dream. You saw a father of the past, that illusion of the father in the past. You saw him angry, angry, angry. And is he still living?
Yeah.
So did you see an image of your father in the future, just never changing, just wasting his life in anger?
Yeah. Yeah. There are images of him going out the way that I see him.
So now the question is, as you look at that, was that your father? Or was that just imagination working in your head? The ego. Yeah, it robs us of our breath, our life, our happiness. So again, who would you be without this false past future, the not now? Imagine your life if you were awake to that dream. That's a dream. In our sleeping dreams, some of us have trouble waking up from them. But in our waking dreams, we can do it. I mean, I'm witnessing you, waking up to the dream in your head that is so powerful, it would cause this physical shift in you, in the tears. But there's nothing, as you looked around you, there's not one cause to give you that kind of grief. That's why I say life is a gift. not life as we imagine it to be. But in reality, it's a friendly universe.
I find it's almost a bit painful to allow myself to see the truth, that I then become very aware of how, in a way, I know there's an innocence to it, but to become aware that I am the one causing all of this, that this is causing all of it, is
well,
very...
honey, you know, can you, so think of where your hands are right now. Did you plan it? And your breath that comes in and out, are you doing it? Are you the doer? And your thoughts are the same. It's a happening. This is Earth School. There's we're safe in Earth School because nothing terrible can happen. But what we imagine in the world.
Maybe pain was the wrong word. It's an uncomfortable realization. I'm finding it uncomfortable and really freeing. But there's a bit of
uncomfortable because we don't, it's the answer to who am I being lived out, and it's new. It's a shift in identity that it's like, who would I be without it? That fourth question. And so you get to live life free of it. And if it occurs again, you always have inquiry. It's not done until it's done. So my father is wasting his life in anger. Turn it around, my father is not.
My father is not wasting his life in anger.
So give me an example.
I called him the other day and the man sounded genuinely very happy.
Wow.
How's it going?
Yeah.
And I feel happy listening to him.
Yeah. He's not wasting his life. He's happily asking after his daughter's welfare, how are you doing? And for me, when I sit in this work, which is ongoing, it's constant, because it's a practice. We learn on paper and to slow it down, and then we're just living out of what we wake up to as we do these worksheets. But my father is wasting his life in anger. What I do in that is I'm focused all day. In other words, my mind is open to those examples coming to me all day long. Anytime I think of my father, I focus on my father is not wasting his life in anger. And it's kind of like a show me. And then I can see this time when he was not angry, and that time when he was not angry, and that time when he wasn't angry. And these living turnarounds, I allow them to show me. But when I am believing he's wasting his life in anger, then that will show me. So that is a lack of balance in my life. So another turnaround, my father is wearing his life in anger. I am
wasting my life in anger.
No, that's where your work is. To be wise in your life as you have wanted him to be all these years. And it's a very humbling experience. We wanted him to do it. Why doesn't he just do it? Oh my goodness. I want me to do it. Why can't I just do it? It's not so easy. And yes, very humbling. Especially the practice of it when let's say when I'm angry, I admit it, I apologize, and make it right where I can as a way of life. I'm living what I wanted my father to live out of all humility. Not so easy. It's a practice. My father is wasting his life in anger. My father is, what's the opposite of wasting?
Spending.
Mending?
Spending his time. Using his time.
Wasting, what about, gosh, I don't even know the word. There would be a word for it because in duality, there are opposites. So conserving. He is wasting his life in anger. He is conserving his life in anger. That doesn't make a lot of sense. It's something you might try on. He is wasting developing. Developing could be the opposite.
It comes to mind to say he's utilizing his life by feeling some anger.
Yeah.
That
It's anger, certainly a teacher. It's painful. It's a great teacher.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, so let's look at the next one.
I want him to try and look inward and free himself from his aggression.
Okay, so is it true?
Yes.
And then what do you get if he does that? What's in it for you?
That I will see him less angry.
And what does that give you?
Ease.
Yeah. So it's all about you.
It is.
Dad, I want you to change everything because I am happier that way.
Oh, that's true.
No, stop your life. You know, I don't like it. It's hurting me.
Oh.
It's your job to make me happy. So that's living the hard way.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
now, how do you react? How do you treat your father when you believe this thought? I want him to try to look inward, free himself and from his aggression.
I feel really controlling, like I like a call to action. I need to control him, which is very exhausting and fearful and very uncomfortable.
Okay, now, sweetheart, close your eyes and look at you and what you just described. Look at you and look at you in a situation where you have been that way. Now, look at you through your father's eyes. What do you see?
I see somebody who's very anxious and very aggressive and very uncomfortable inside themselves. And I don't feel very at ease.
And that's what he's dealing with. And that's when he thinks of you getting together. That's what he's got to look forward to, on top of the beautiful things, of course. But there's a bit of apprehension. How am I going to be around her?
She's so controlling. Yes.
This really, really helps, to get a look at ourselves. So much shows up in that. Yeah. So close your eyes, look at that same situation, and drop the thought just for a moment, without the requirement of, I want my father to look inward and free himself from his aggression. Look at him without that requirement in that same situation.
It's all so beautiful.
Yeah.
I see. I see.
Yeah. May I share with you what I'm witnessing sitting with you?
Please.
Yes. I'm witnessing a living turnaround. Turned around. I want me to look inward, which is what we just witnessed you doing. I want me to free myself from my aggression. Living turnaround. I don't want him to look inward. I don't want him to free himself from his aggression. Unconditional love. I want me to look inward when I have a problem with him. I want me to free myself of my aggression toward him and just listen when he's angry. Listen to his words. Hear his words. They can grow you. Also, what I witnessed in you a lot, I judged as assuming, and yet I experienced in you, it was like a compassion, a joining, an understanding.
I understand.
So let's look at 3.
He should acknowledge its existence and seek help. Do something. Acknowledge the negative side effects.
So you're a little more enlightened now. So contemplate again, is any of that true?
No, no.
And if you
No.
did all those things, where do you benefit? It's all about you.
I'm getting that.
Completely. You know, why do I want people to change? Well, for their own good. Just drop in a bit more deeply. The ego only cares about itself, its apparent self as object. I, daughter, father owes me for his own good. So let's turn it around and see if it, how that I should
acknowledge its existence, this anger's existence, and
yes,
seek help.
acknowledge it, listen to his words. Drop the part, it's all about you. Listen to his words. It's the opposite of fear, being fearful or internally demanding, judgmental. I should acknowledge his anger and continue, and his existence.
And seek help.
Yes. And do something, acknowledge the side effects I feel when I'm trying to change him so my life is better. Has it been at his expense, at your expense? It's the bridge to the people we love is unconditional love. And another word for that is understanding.
You know, until this moment, it's just never occurred to the mind to just acknowledge his anger, the anger as I see it. It's never occurred to me to acknowledge it.
So go back to a time where he said something in anger that affected you. What did he say?
He said, "God damn it, I'm so sick."
So listen. He wasn't wasting his life in anger. He wanted to be heard. And it's never too late to hear our fathers, dead or alive.
So grateful. I feel like I can see the way back to him.
Oh my goodness, yes, sweetheart.
It's all I've ever wanted.
Yes, honey.
I see.
You can call him after this and say, oh my God, Dad. Whatever you call him. Oh my God, Dad. You said, God damn it, I'm so sick, and it scared me, and I'm so sorry for the way I reacted. And oh, tell me what that feels like. I want to hear. These would be your, in your own words, but just to call and listen, Dad, and listen. I love you, and listen. How are you feeling? And listen.
I can see how I made it all about me.
But only totally. And this is why people say if someone says to me, you're so blind, I understand. People say there's something wrong with you. I understand. What's the matter with you? I think, oh my God, that's such a great question. And through Inquire, we really understand the answers to those questions too. Yeah.
It is a way to that. Yes, it's true for me.
So, and those of you that have lost your fathers, your mothers, and it's never too late. You can do this work. It doesn't require that they are alive. They're alive in you, and it's not done until it's done. You should acknowledge. So turned around, I should. Can you find another turnaround? I should acknowledge mine.
I should acknowledge my own aggression.
Yeah.
And seek help from myself. Do something. It's an exclamation point there. Do something.
And you are. Your inner work. And then you go back to your father, because he is one of our many Earth School teachers. And if you just think of as I do, I'm the only student here, and everyone on this earth, everyone in this Earth School is here to enlighten me. And I'm in like you, and I'm open. So you go back to your teacher, your father, and let him give you the next lesson. Yeah. In my world, people, they have to do all kinds of of apparently hurtful things to wake me up to this friendly universe. And these are teachers, the ones that appear to hurt me and kick me and bring me down. You know, it's this work leaves me in a state of gratitude, like you with your father. He's waking you up to your true nature. So let's look at 4.
I need him to say he is sorry and to say he understands the importance of finding his own salvation.
And what would that give you? And the winner is the daughter. And then he has to thank you for his life. He has to be grateful too, because after all,
it was my idea that he should do that.
And then you get to prove that your aggression, any aggression towards your father, is valid.
Justified. I've been telling you all along. Don't you see? Oh.
So that leaves him no credit. It's just all about you again. I saved him.
I see. Oh, I see.
Moi. And let me tell you about me.
Oh.
There's a game. I get credit. I get credit. And see how often that occurs to you. Oh, I get credit. That ego, you know, it turns out to be an incredible school. So let's turn it around. To be happy, I need me.
I need me to say I'm sorry and to say I understand the importance now of finding my own salvation. Oh boy. If that's not the truth, I don't know what is.
So on the other side of this, live that turnaround, you know, sit still somewhere, and this is what you need to be happy. I need me to say I'm sorry, and that I understand the importance of finding my own salvation. And your own salvation turns out to be your father. A big part of that. And your willingness to look so deeply in yourself. That's such a gift. And another living turnaround on 3. Advice to myself. I need me to acknowledge his anger and his existence. I need me to seek his help. I need me to do something to acknowledge the side effects. I'm not sure we have it word for word, but anyway, I want you to know these living turnarounds are there for you. Anytime you're having trouble, these living turnarounds can be there for you. And what do you want when you're with your father? He's being aggressive. If you still have work to do, it'll show up there. And living turnaround, I want me to look inward and free myself from my aggression.
And to understand the importance of finding my own salvation. So important.
So all of you doing these worksheets, you question them, and then these living turnarounds, you know, what do you want? There it is. And you turn them around, and there are several ways it can work for you. And 3 is advice to yourself. And 4 turned around is what you need to be happy in those situations. Now let's look at 5.
He is irresponsible, apathetic, pathetic, ignorant, blind, irresponsible, lost, lonely, uncaring, and incapable. It hurts to say those.
Yeah, it's old. It's got mold all over it. What's so true at times is just, it's so, what is the opposite of irresponsible?
Responsible.
Yeah. He was talking to someone he trusts. God damn it. I hurt. I'm sick.
You know, that moment that he said, "God damn it, I'm sick," he was saying that to me while he was on his way to come and pick me up to take me to the hospital.
Honey, that would be your dad. That
So
guy.
responsible. Even while he was sick.
Oh, oh God, honey, he will crack your heart open. So he's responsible. Apathetic. What's the opposite of apathetic?
Apathy or
Connected.
there.
Even so sick. There. Opposite of pathetic.
It's lovely. Lovely. It's lovely.
Yes, yes. You can sit with these and just count the ways on the other side of this call. Ignorant, the opposite of ignorant.
Very intelligent. Very smart man.
Yeah, wise. And all of you out there, these are to be tested. They're not just to make nice. You test them. In other words, you sit in them and get still in them. He is blind, the opposite.
He understands.
You can sit in that. You know, some of us, we meet the people in our lives for the very first time when we do this work. And that's what I mean when I say people are who we believe them to be. They're not who they are. And this is who you believed him to be. And you know, that was the father of your imagination.
Oh.
And so your experience a different father.
I now see that I didn't even realize that was happening. All this stuff was getting in the way, and I had no understanding that that's what was actually happening for me until now.
Yeah, there's reality, and then there's what we're believing about reality, and the two, they don't always match. That's what's important about the morning walk. You know, it's just, we just give it one, our mind, you know, falls on an object, and then we just wait for a name to show us. And it's like your father, you don't know who he is or what he is, and you're just getting a glimpse of this this teacher in your life. So my father is lonely. So turned around, what's an opposite?
Lonely or here, connected.
He has you, that's for sure. Even though you can be aggressive at times. uh, uncaring, caring.
Caring. I
And
see
all
that.
of you, you know, I suggest as you're meditating in these opposites that, um, like the opposite of uncaring is caring, that you give yourself time to sit in these, because the way you see your father, for example, is so different now. That all this stuff has room to show up. The other side of him that was always there, caring. So damn sick, and I'm on my way, honey. Take you to the hospital. So incapable, capable.
He is very capable.
Yeah. Okay, so turned around in the situation with my father when he is being angry, wasting his life in anger. I am, when I believe that, I am.
I am irresponsible and apathetic and pathetic. There's an ignorance. I'm blind. I'm lonely. I'm uncaring and completely incapable.
Yes, we just try these on and then let these show up as we're meditating in the situation and get a good look at ourselves from his perspective, if you want to move out of your body and get a good view. Yeah. And 6.
I never want to deal with the consequences of my father's anger again.
I'm willing to.
I am willing to deal with the consequences of my father's anger again.
I look forward to.
I do. I look forward to dealing with him.
Yeah. Yeah, because once you understand how to deal with what you're thinking and believing in those situations, you're home free. It's just a matter of just giving yourself time to meditate, get still in yourself. And what I refer to as, you know, this another worksheet, because your father will continue to enlighten you all the beautiful days of your life, dead or alive.
Uh, uh,
Okay, sweetheart. A lot of work to do left in this, because as slow as some of you may feel the time it takes to do this, it's nothing. You might work on one of these for 3 days. You know, where my father is blind, for example, turned around, I am blind, and just sit in looking at your life together and in his aggression. And now you're looking at your own, and where were you blind to his? Where were you blind to yours? And where were you um, apathetic and irresponsible? And with all the love and gentleness in your heart, just meditate in the past. And you know what I love about the past? It's over. But what reoccurs is kind. You don't have to experience what was again. You can work through what you were thinking and believing in the past and set yourself free, which allows you to be here now in this state of grace. Thank you.
Thank you. I can see that wasting my time in anger has turned into using this anger to do what we've just done here. I see the opposite. I understand. Thanks for being here with me.
Oh, my privilege, my privilege, my privilege.